BMW Motorrad has been tempting the Indian enthusiasts with its smallest capacity motorcycles since a little over 2 years now. With most international markets already having the motorcycles on sale, finally get our hand on the new BMW G310R and the G310GS.
Well, it's a hot and humid day here in the NCR, and we're in Gurugram at the BMW Group training facility with two hot new motorcycles, the BMW G310R and the G310GS. Let's take these babies out on the road and off-road and see how they perform.
BMW as a brand is synonymous with high performance and luxury cars, while BMW Motorrad comes in with an arsenal of iconic motorcycles. Names like the S1000RR Superbike and the legendary globe-touring GS range displays the tremendous capacity of the German mark. The idea of the G310R and the G310GS is to scale down the flagship models into smaller packages, helping the BMW brand become more accessible. The two motorcycles are spitting images of their bigger siblings. The G310R follows the design lines of the S1000R Street Fighter, with a compact headlamp, digital display and a sleek rear-end design that's as contemporary as it is proportionate. In the BMW colors, the G310R looks muscular in the flesh with a huge tank dominating the looks, complemented by radiator shrouds acting as lower fairing and a slim tail section with a tubular frame visible in the middle. The G310GS follows the design cues of the GS range that includes a high-set peak, chunky tank section and a bare minimum bodywork at the rear. The GS, however, adds a small fairing, a rear luggage rack and a sump guard for added functionality. The 310GS also uses a 19-inch front wheel and a 17-inch rear wheel shod with dual-purpose tires. For added off-road prowess, there's a dedicated switch on the handlebar allowing the rider to switch off ABS on the rear wheel. Mechanically, both motorcycles carry the same engine and power outputs along with the 11-litre tank capacity. But the GS being wider and longer is also nearly 10 kilos heavier than the R.
Now both these motorcycles share the same engine and the same chassis, so what you get is 34 bhp and 28 Newton meters of torque from the 313cc liquid-cooled engine. What is actually commendable is how BMW has managed to separate them into two distinct characters. On one hand you have the G310GS, which with its high-set beak is actually reminiscent of ADV motorcycles and the GS family. Of course, mechanically you've got long travel suspension, a 19-inch front wheel and a 17-inch rear wheel, which really helps off-road. And on the other hand, you have the very sporty G310R, which is a true roadster with a front-heavy look, and they've also managed to separate and make the performances of these two motorcycles distinct.
BMW has ensured top-notch quality standards that are not only at par with the motorcycles sold in international markets, but also with its high-capacity motorcycles. So when one sits on either of the two motorcycles, the high-quality level is more than evident. The switchgear and paint quality are the best we've seen in this class, while riding them revealed the high fit and finish of the panels and components. The G310R is a street bike, and as BMWs go, it feels manic and exciting right from the get-go. Of course, the engine is shared by the TVS Apache RR310 with almost identical power outputs. The BMWs here produce 34 bhp and 28 Newton meters of torque. But in the G310R, the power delivery seems more urgent and involving, as the engine offers a rush of speed beyond 6,000 RPM. The motorcycle seems rock steady in a straight line or while taking corners, and the handling is almost intuitive. leaving the rider with confidence to push more. The frantic nature of the G310R is never intimidating. Rather, it prods the rider to explore its power and handling capabilities. At 158.5 kg, the G310R feels light, nimble and a stellar handler with its overall stiff suspension setup. Despite the stiffness, the G310R is comfortable at low speeds and over rougher surfaces. But the G310GS excels in this department. The GS version of the 310 brings along suspension that offers 180mm of travel both front and back. That translates to effortless light off-roading capability that will see you easily transition between the road and off it when the occasion calls for it. The longer and softly sprung suspension gobbles up light off-road trails and bigger potholes on the road with ease. The 835mm seat height may be a bit much for short-heightened riders, but offers a view over the traffic and the capability of standing and riding in off-road conditions for better control. The GS feels like it's in its natural habitat when ridden off-road, while road manners aren't as sharp as the G310R, but comfortable and easy nonetheless. Power delivery seemed more progressive than the R version, and the GS isn't as frantic off the line, but it offers a great amount of excitement anyhow. Both the G310R and the G310GS establish new levels of quality in this segment, and quality always comes at a price. The G310R at 2.99 lakh and the G310GS at 3.49 lakh make quite a case for themselves, but we missed features like a more comprehensive dash and LED headlamps that the competition sports. BMW Motorrad may not have a strong sales and service network at the moment, but will offer attractive finance options and a 3 years unlimited kilometers warranty along with roadside assistance. And consider you will be buying a BMW, expect these motorcycles to perform and last for years and kilometers of riding.